guys, so today let's make chili lime stuffed peppers. Let's prep our bell peppers first. So line your baking sheet pan with parchment paper and then line up your bell peppers on the baking pan and then drizzle some oil and season with salt. And then we're going to roast it for about 15-20 minutes or until it's a little tender but not overcooked. So then after about 20 minutes you remove it from the oven and then you set it aside, and we're gonna start chopping our vegetables. So let's start with onions. So when you're chopping onions, make sure that you leave that root part because that's what holds the onions together while you're trying to chop them. So remove the outer layer and then cut it lengthwise and then cut it crosswise and start chopping them, and make sure that you use sharp knife so you're not using so much force of pushing and pulling and releasing all that liquid from the onion that makes you cry. So that's one technique to prevent from crying while chopping onions is use a sharp knife. So here's the garlic. I like peeling my garlic ahead and storing them in an airtight container and put it in the refrigerator. So we're just gonna mince the garlic, chop them, and that's how we mince it. And here's the tomatoes. So for the tomatoes, I deseed the tomatoes. I remove the seed because it produces so much liquid that's gonna make our rice mushy later. But if I'm stewing or if I'm adding tomatoes to my soup, then I don't mind cutting them and leaving the seeds on. So here we cut the tomatoes into julienne cut, and then we cut them again into small dice. And then here's our scallions or green onions. I like slicing my scallions into an angle because it gives another level to the texture of my dish. So we're gonna slice it all the way to the green part, and always remember to tuck your fingers in so you won't get hurt. It's for safety. So always remember that. Always make sure that you're safe while you're cutting your veggies. Tuck those fingers in. And then I also added bell peppers to the stuffing. Just like the tomatoes, we're gonna cut it into julienne cut, and then we're gonna cut it into small dice. And then we're gonna rough chop our cilantro. Use everything, even the stalks of the cilantro. Don't waste them because the stalk has so much flavor. Unless there's a dirt that you need to remove the stalks, but otherwise use everything. And here's our spices and dried herbs. And I also use a little bit of my homemade taco seasoning, and always prep everything before you start cooking. And here's the cheese. You can shred any cheese that you want. And let's saute our vegetables. So heat the pan with oil and then add the garlic and the onions, and then we'll season them with a little bit of salt, and then we're gonna saute it. Just make sure that you stir everything so that they're all combined together. And then let's add our ground turkey breast. So we're gonna cook it until it's cooked all the way through, and then we're gonna season them. And then here's your spices and your dried herbs. Add them at the beginning of your cooking. The dried herbs releases so much flavor when the heat gets to them at the beginning of your cooking. And then we add our bell peppers and our tomatoes, and I also added a little bit of tomato paste just to get that really nice bright red color. We eat with our eyes first, so make sure that when you're cooking something or making any dish, make sure it's colorful. And then here's the rice. Here's what I'm talking about. If we add the seeds, the tomato seeds, if we didn't remove the tomato seeds, then our rice is going to be so mushy because there's a lot of liquid in that tomato seeds. And then we squeeze a little bit of lemon, and then we add our cilantro and green onions. Now, always add the fresh herbs at the end of your cooking because fresh herbs are very delicate, and if you add them at the beginning of your cooking, they will disintegrate and you will not get as much flavor. And here, let's stuff our bell peppers. So about a couple of spoonfuls to stuff them, and then we'll sprinkle our cheese on top, and we'll bake them for about 5 minutes or until the cheese melted. Now guys, my husband is a picky eater, but he loves this stuffed pepper. So if you have a picky eater at home, try this because this is a thumbs up recipe. And there you go. It's pretty simple. There's few steps, but it's worth every effort. And there you go, dinner is done. So for more recipes, please visit me at leanbellaskitchen.com. And for this one, just click the link below. Here you go, enjoy dinner, this chili lime stuffed peppers. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.